Liverpool's work behind the scenes rarely slows, and another development has now emerged that could prove significant for the club moving forward. While attention often centres on results on the pitch, important progress is frequently made away from match days, with negotiations, partnerships, and strategic decisions shaping the club's long-term direction. In the latest update, Liverpool have reached an agreement that marks a notable step in their ongoing plans. The deal has now been finalised, representing a move that reflects the club's wider ambitions and careful planning at executive level. Details surrounding the arrangement are beginning to come to light. With the agreement now confirmed, attention turns to what it means for Liverpool and how it fits into the broader strategy currently being implemented behind the scenes at Anfield. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Allison's contract extension has been triggered by Liverpool FC, with the club taking up the option to retain the goalkeeper to 2027. Despite being relatively injury-prone, the 33-year-old's importance to the club is clear, continuing as Arne Slot's first-choice keeper despite the arrival of Jurgen last summer. Allison was officially contracted to this summer, but the club held an option to extend that for a further year, which they have now activated, per the Times' Paul Joyce. It means the Brazilian will play his 9th campaign for the club next season, with his agent confirming to Win-Win Sports, "We have just renewed the contract with Liverpool. I have a confidentiality obligation, and I cannot comment on the duration of the contract." Allison is currently sidelined with a muscle issue, having been plagued by hamstring issues in recent seasons. In total, he's missed 10 games so far this season, but remains vital when available. Slot has said there's a possibility he could return versus Tottenham on Sunday, but if not, then Wednesday's second leg tie versus Galatasaray should see the former Roma stopper back in goal. Allison's new contract means he will be among a trio of the club's greatest players set to depart in 2027, with Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah's terms also up next summer. Earlier this week, Mamardashvili spoke of accepting his role as backup to Allison, perhaps already knowing that the contract extension had been made. "It is never easy because there is just one goal," Mamardashvili told the Reds Roundtable when asked about his predicament. "If I don't play, I don't mind. I have to work hard every day and that's it. My time will come for sure. Maybe not this year, but my time will come." The 25-year-old still has plenty of years on the clock as a shot stopper, but as such a highly rated keeper, he won't stick around to sit on the bench forever. Mamardashvili gave an insight into his mentality, explaining, "My ex-goalkeeper coach, Jose Manuel Ochotorena, when I was in Valencia, told me I have to find balance between ambition and patience, So keep working hard, and you never know when your chance is coming." Allison will be 34 when his contract expires, with Mamardashvili then expected to take over. The Georgian will be 26 then. Liverpool also have highly rated Viteslav Jaros among their keeper ranks. In other news, Liverpool's hierarchy remain firmly committed to head coach Arne Slot, despite mounting criticism from sections of the fanbase, with a managerial change currently not on the agenda. That is the view of respected journalist David Ornstein, who has indicated that the club's ownership group, Fenway Sports Group, continue to support the Dutchman during what has proven to be a challenging second season at Anfield. Speaking on the Athletic FC podcast, Ornstein explained that Liverpool's leadership remains convinced Slot is the right figure to guide the club forward. Despite inconsistent performances and growing pressure from supporters, the club's internal position appears unchanged. Slot is viewed as the long-term project leader, not a short-term problem to be replaced. Liverpool, from what we hear, are steadfastly behind Arne Slot, Ornstein said. He's under contract until 2027, and they want him to be their coach. The hierarchy are determined that he is the man to get things right. The journalist went on to emphasise that even if Liverpool were actively searching for a new manager, Slot himself would fit the exact profile the club would be targeting. In other words, the characteristics they prioritise in a head coach, tactical identity, progressive football, player development and long-term squad building, are already embodied by the current man in charge. If they were looking at a recruitment process for coaches, Ornstein continued, he said to be the exact profile that they would be looking at. There's not people on the market that they think better suit what they're looking for. They're happy with him. Of course, the situation needs to improve, and they think he can be the man to do that, and he's happy there. That sense of stability appears central to Liverpool's thinking as the club approaches the final months of the campaign. Slot inherited a squad undergoing transition, and the ownership group are believed to view this period as part of a longer rebuilding process, rather than a crisis demanding immediate change. According to Ornstein, the club's current focus is simply reaching the summer before accelerating that process. The expectation is that Liverpool will then further shape the squad around Slot's philosophy, building cohesion within what remains a relatively new group of players. So I'm expecting this to go on and the club get to the summer, in whatever shape, Ornstein explained. It could be success, it could be with a lack of it. And then they start to really try and mould and blend this relatively new squad. And while that backing from the ownership may be clear internally, the external pressure has grown considerably. Slot recently reached the 100-game milestone in charge of Liverpool, but the statistics illustrate a noticeable shift in form. The Dutchman won 36 of his first 50 matches at the helm, yet has managed just 26 victories across his most recent 50. A downturn that has fueled debate about the team's trajectory. Ornstein acknowledged that dissatisfaction among supporters has become increasingly visible, particularly throughout much of 2025 and into 2026. However, he believes the narrative could still change dramatically depending on how Liverpool finish the season. There is still a huge amount to play for this season that could change that, he said. Whether it be domestically, not so much the Premier League, but of course they're fighting to finish in the Champions League places and in the Champions League in particular. Liverpool face a crucial period ahead, with a decisive last 16 clash against Galatasaray still to be resolved, while an FA Cup quarter-final against Manchester City could provide another opportunity for a momentum shift. They can turn that around against Galatasaray, Ornstein added, and then they've got a couple of months with a huge amount to play for. Slot's salary structure at Liverpool also reflects his relatively recent appointment compared to his predecessor, Jurgen Klopp. According to Dutch outlet De Telegraaf, the 47-year-old earns a base salary of approximately £7 million per year, supplemented by performance-related bonuses. That places him among the higher earners in the Premier League managerial landscape, though still behind some of the division's most established figures. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.